Everybody is obviously talking about the economy these days. The economy is on our minds. You know, I was with a friend actually in a meeting, what a wonderful friend of the university, a friend of mine, smart, savvy, investor, successful business person. And he made a statement that has stuck with me. He said, you know, I'm reminded of the lyrics of an old song out of my era, out of his era. And he said, the lyrics of the song are, nobody knows. And then he said, those are the only lyrics. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows, he says. And I was waiting for him to say, but here's what I think about what's happening with the economy, where it's going to bottom out and where we're headed. And the other shoe didn't drop. He just stopped talking. Nobody knows. And I've also am reminded of the work of the great Walter Brueggemann, an Old Testament scholar who talks a lot about the biblical imagination. And he says, in moments like this, in moments of crisis in the human community, so often the biblical imagination speaks into that. We find ourselves locked into fixed conclusions about things. We find ourselves locked into easy answers that no longer make sense. And that's the moment that the biblical imagination can break loose new thinking about what human destiny is all about what human flourishing is all about what the human community ought to be, all of those things. I think we should be thinking about those matters at this moment in time, guided by the biblical imagination for us here at Seattle Pacific. So those are the ideas that I would like to explore, and we are indeed exploring on this campus day in and day out. Where are we headed? How can we change the world? How can we make the world a better place for all of God's children? Even in a moment of crisis, how can we break loose new thinking about a new human community? That's what we're doing here, this moment in time. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your thoughts about that. Think with me on these matters. Even in a time of profound uncertainty, let's think about the future and how to make the world a better place.